C.S Lewis said, "Don't shine so that others can see you. Shine that so through you others can see him." I can't think of a better way to sum up the examples of care I have seen with my time at CrossReach than that quote. All across the services, I've seen unrelenting examples of love, light, and compassion from staff and volunteers.
Care to me means seeing the person as an individual, meeting their needs at that time, and supporting them and their families through their care from day one.
Without getting too heavy, care is about supporting somebody. So I've worked in this line of work for 25 years. We've had support workers, we've had care workers, we've had all different terms. But at the true sense of the word care, I'm quite a visual person. So putting your arm around somebody where they are and just being there for them at that time. We're talking about no limits and helping them to reach their goals.
Quite often I will have conversations with my staff here who I always like to remind are care workers. So the most important part of that job description is the word care, and to do this job you've got to have that empathy and that care in nature within you to do that. Not everybody does have that.
Care is something that we do without thinking about. Care just comes so naturally. It's part of who I am, and it's part of who I think everybody in CrossReach is. That's where our passion comes from, is a place of care deep within our hearts and souls.
Scotland at this time is a very challenging environment for social care workers as they continue to be undervalued and underpaid by our government. And yet every day they show up ready to give of themselves to make sure that those who need their support are able to live a life that is fulfilled. Volunteers play a huge role across many of CrossReach services, and it's been a pleasure to meet some of these people. In conversations with the various teams, I've learned that there were so many practical reasons that people chose to get involved in the work. For some, this involves being a taxi buddy to take young people to counseling services. For others, offering a warm drink and emotional support to those that need it. Some people work regular shifts, while for others this can be a lot more flexible. The contribution that volunteers offer across CrossReach is invaluable.
So volunteers are right at the kind of heart of what we do. We are really grateful for their expertise and benefit that they kind of support our services, but we also want to play our part in training and equipping people so that they can further their career in whatever way that is.
CrossReach appealed to me because the background that I came here from was a nursing background. I worked in a nursing home with care of the elderly and mental health issues. And whilst I didn't know a great deal about CrossReach, I knew enough to know that this was the kind of environment that I would be coming into, you know, dealing with vulnerable people in vulnerable situations. And I just felt I had the skills to be able to do that.
We care about people, and that helps us to enable people to live their best lives possible. So actually, caring's an incredibly active thing. It means giving part of yourself, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes and thinking about how we might listen to them and respond better so that they can have the best quality of life that they're able to at any age or stage of their life and whatever challenge they face.
With over 1,700 staff and volunteers serving with CrossReach, many opportunities to join the team, either as a full-time member of staff or a volunteer, either long or short-term, exist. I would encourage anyone who feels that maybe this is something they could do to check out the opportunities.